The electronic sanding pen from DSPIAE. Costs about 50 bucks, and you'd think for $50 they'd have a cooler name like, Rotophile, which probably means something incredibly creepy in Latin. It is charged with a USB, and the charge lasts a pretty long time. I've had this for a couple of months and have used it on and off and have not had to recharge it yet. It has 2 set screws to hold the bit that comes with it. This is a little universal bit. The hex key for said set screws lives in a very convenient home right here in the handle, which is nice. And it has 3 speed settings: 5,000, 10,000, and 18,000 revs. It has a charge indicator as well as a torque indicator. So let's just pop it on. The charge indicator will actually change depending on the speed. So let's see it drop down when I set it to the high speed. It's not terribly loud, which is awfully convenient. It also, if we put a little torque on it, you can see it tells you about the torque. This is a neat little form factor. It fits very comfortably in your hand, so you can work it very easily. It puts out good speed, has good torque, and is convenient enough to leave sitting on the desk, which is nice. It also has this little nub right here, so if you've got a desk at an angle, it won't roll over. I haven't actually had that problem, but could happen, I guess, for some folks. I'm not the biggest fan of the set screws. It's a little inconvenient and a little annoying, especially since there are 2 opposing each other, which is a little odd. But let's get on to the bad news. I'm sure you're looking at this thinking, ooh, I can use that for my drill and for all sorts of other rotary bits. You can use it for your rotary bits and all kinds of other stuff. However, if you're thinking about using these micro drill bits like these or like these, I've got some bad news for you. These, and even these from the same manufacturer, use 1/8 inch shanks. This is a 3 millimeter shank. 1/8 of an inch is slightly more than 3 millimeters, so the 1/8 inch shank micro drill bits do not fit in here, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure why they didn't do something more like a collet, or what would have been really nice would have been to have a 3-jaw chuck like they've got in their little pin vise, which is really awesome. Let me know if you want a review on that. Now, having said that, you can do a little bit of a upgrade to get yourself a 3-jaw chuck. You can get one of these. And you can pop that in there. And it works, but it feels like it wobbles just a little bit, so I don't know if I trust some of the smaller bits in there. So keep that in mind. You can get some of these guys, though, for different bits. I mean, this is all that comes with it. I think DSPIAE sells another set of little bits that you can use, but if you get some 3/32 bits, they fit really well in there, no problem. Just as an example, let's just grab one out of there. See those pop in there, and you can tighten that down and hold that in place just fine. I wouldn't suggest going any smaller than that. I'd say you want to keep it as close to that 3 millimeter shank as you can for whatever bits you're finding, because it'll make it a little easier to keep it centered. Is it worth having? Well, I don't really know. To be honest, I'd say yes. Actually, you know what? I will say yes. I have two other rotary tools. I have the OG Dremel, which I don't use in the hobby because it is a plastic melting monstrosity. And I also have a little manicurist rotary tool, which works really well, but both of those are inconvenient to set up. This is convenient enough to leave sitting on my desk while I'm working. I can pick it up easily, very, very quickly, very readily, and make very good use of it. The other thing to note is that it's actually pretty safe. This bit is pretty safe. You can see I'm not tearing up my hand or anything really. So it actually works fairly well for removing like gates and things like that from parts, if that's what you want to do. I've used it mostly for modification and for cleaning up rough seam lines that aren't in places that are horribly visible. But for the $50, which is cheaper than most of your Dremel tools, and it's almost just as good, and it's way more convenient and won't melt your plastic unless you try really hard, I kind of think it's worth it. So this is actually a really neat tool. I would say go ahead and pick one up if you're interested and you've got the $50 to spare on your hobby. If you don't want to spend the $50 on a weird tool, go buy another model kit. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy hobbying.